here, homeschooling mom 24 and chaos coordinator since 2009. Post shower, it is the evening. This is when I have quiet time to think and process and record. I wanted to answer a question to a wonderful question from a comment from Crystal Love and Light. Crystal, I have my tea here. I'm coffee and questions with you. She feels like she's not doing enough. I want to bring in a little comparison for you. I work in analogies. Like to think of the city mouse and the country mouse. Both had a very distinct way of life. Both thought that the other was very strange. They couldn't do that. My best friend lives in the country. We live in the city. So we call each other the city mouse and the country mouse. And she will laugh at me because I'll say things like, I'm going to the store to buy some dirt. And country mouse, she laughs at me. And she calls me and says things like, I got an hour to go out of the house, but there's nowhere for me to go because it takes me half an hour to drive there and a half an hour back. I don't know what to do. I'm going crazy. That's a country mouse problem. So completely different worlds. Neither is right or wrong. A lot of people that are homeschooling like to compare what they do at home to what's being done in a school. And that's like a country mouse and a city mouse comparing what they do to what's going on in the other one's world. So I'm going to give you a little bit of perspective. I'm a former teacher here. Absolutely loved it. I really did love and enjoy teaching. And that's one of the reasons I enjoy homeschooling so much, because now all the effort that I put into my kids, because they were my kids in the school, now I'm putting it towards my own kids. I thank God every day for letting me homeschool. So I'd like you to think back, if you had a traditional school experience, what the classroom was like. How much time was spent lining up, waiting for people to stop talking, waiting for the teacher, waiting for other kids to finish their work, passing out papers, transitioning. There's a lot of wasted time. If you get a really good teacher, they're very efficient with that transition time. I expected the kids to transition quickly. The clock was ticking. If the class was 20 minutes or less, one of two things happened. Either the teachers used that day for a test or quiz, because that's all you had time for. Pass it out, complete it, pass it back in. Or we don't have time, I'm just gonna put on a movie, because 20 minutes, you could not get anything done. You couldn't get anything started. You couldn't teach any lessons. Just wasn't enough time. In 20 minutes, my kids can finish one or two subjects. You have to think it's a city mouse and a country mouse thing. They're just completely different worlds and they have different ways of doing things. Neither is wrong. You can't try to bring the city to the country. You can't bring the country to the city and expect things to be even. And there's things that you miss out on when you're in the country, but there's also things you miss out on in the city. They're just completely different scenarios. How long to make her students work on each subject? Taking the testing and quizzing example, you have some students that would finish 10 minutes into a test and then take a nap. Totally fine, but they slept. And then you'd have the student sitting next to them who was working the entire class period, 45 minutes start to finish, and then wanted 10 minutes more. So how long are you supposed to make them work? As long as it takes to complete the task assigned. If they understand a concept, there's no reason to make them do it over and over again. City mouse and country mouse, if they know it, don't make them spend 45 minutes on it just because if they were in school, they'd be spending 45 minutes on it. That's a completely different world. On the ADHD part of that question, I don't know if you've heard of her How to ADHD. Jessica is phenomenal. She changed our family's life. She got us on the journey of understanding ADHD. She gave us the confidence to own it and live with it and see the benefits of it, although there are lots of crosses with it. I'm going to link a couple videos down below for that topic, the two that especially helped us. The one that just had me in tears, and then another one that just got us in the right direction. I don't know where you are in your ADHD journey, and I would be happy to answer any other questions. That is a hard one. The biggest thing I would say is shorter is better for them if it's not something that interests them. And it will take them quite a lot longer to absorb the information on the things that don't interest them. Let me know if you have any other questions. We are open books when it comes to ADHD in our household. Crystal, I hope that answered your question, and I was unable to read your face as you watched the response. I hope you did. I hope I answered that. If you have any follow-up questions, please comment below. Anybody else has any other questions, comment below. Homeschooling is just exploding and it makes my heart sing with excitement because I love homeschooling. I know it's not for everyone. Not everybody can and wants to move to the country, but some people have to move to the country. and they want to know what they're doing. My goal, especially for this channel, is to help those have confidence and maybe enjoy it a little better and give them a different perspective, because I'm over here celebrating homeschooling. I love it. And my two best friends, one of them homeschools as well. The other one did homeschool, and she was very glad to send them back to school. It is not for everyone, and I totally understand that. But if you decided to move to the country and do some homeschooling, join the club and enjoy the benefits. Remember, it's okay for you to make mistakes. The important part is to learn from them. God bless.